And of course, I want to welcome all of the Christopher High and Sobrato High football teams, their staff, parents, and family and friends. Thanks for being here tonight for this wonderful event. Creating a sports complex like this, as you can imagine, is a major construction project, and we couldn't have had a better team on this project. Our Director of Facilities, Jane Bimbachi, took the lead, along with Jenny Derry, who was the project manager and just did a phenomenal job. Granite Rock Construction was involved, and Southern Bleacher and Mike Russell Construction. And our architect was Marty Hawcroft. It was just an amazing team. They did a great job. Also, the construction of a major project like this, you may not know, but it means hundreds of jobs for people. We utilize the services of 52 companies and around 300 people, mostly from our area. So we want to acknowledge all of them. Christopher High School is one of the finest high schools in the state of California. Don't you agree? And we have to thank the residents of Gilroy for, in a really bad economic period of our city, in 2008, they supported Measure P. And if it wasn't for that, we would not have been able to build Christopher High School, and Measure P funds contributed to this project. But it's really thanks to the Christopher family's generosity that we're all here this evening. From the very beginning of this project, Don and Karen Christopher have supported Christopher High, first with a donation of land, and then on an annual basis, donations and gifts to this school. And I want to mention it's obvious what they've done here, but what you may not know is all the gifts they've made and donations to this school since we opened Christopher High. They've donated over $500,000, which have funded Nooks, computers, Chromebooks, mobile carts for computers, internet routers, the interior marquee, 2 vans, golf carts, portable bleachers, and too many more things for me to list right now. But that's just amazing that they've done that. And as if these donations weren't incredible enough, land and all those donations on an annual basis, a little over 2 years ago, at a barbecue, the dads and Don Christopher started talking about how much a track and field was needed here. So a seed was planted a little over 2 years ago, and a short while later, Don Christopher made one of the most generous acts, or took one of the most generous acts that I've ever seen in my career, and decided to fund phase 1 of this wonderful sports complex. And since the inception, at the beginning it was just going to be phase 1. Since the inception of this project, the family has steadily increased their donations, and the donation total as of today is $3.4 million. There were many other donations that helped make this project possible, and Donna Prey, Executive Director of the Gilroy Foundation, will tell you about those in a minute. Additionally, our Board of Education allocated Measure P funds and almost $500,000 to make this project possible. We're here tonight to watch the first football game on this field, but football is not the only use of this field, and I want to let you know, and you'll hear about it at the halftime a little bit, but we anticipate field hockey, soccer, lacrosse. We expect the cheerleaders to use it. Marching band will practice here, and many special events will occur here over the years, along with use by our community at large. And by the way, we're not quite done. I'm sure you've noticed that we don't have a red track surface yet. We decided to hold on that because we needed to get the bleachers in, but we anticipate having the track surface done by the end of October or early November. and then we'll have the track complete too. So I'd like to turn the program over to Donna Prey for a few minutes, and then we're going to do a couple other things and in the ceremony. Thank you, Donna.
Thank you, Dr. Flores. As Dr. Flores said, this story began 2 summers ago with the dads of 6 football players and one very generous man. Don and Karen have entrusted the Gilroy Foundation over the years with projects to benefit the Gilroy community. And once again, we've done it again, and it's a big one, the Don Christopher Sports Complex. We also want to acknowledge Christopher Ranch that took care of the beautiful scoreboard, so thank you to Bill and Ken for that. Many times, the Christophers have helped this community. They've purchased, as Debbie mentioned, vans and nooks for both high schools. They did a renovation of the Gilroy Center for the Arts, and of course, thousands and thousands of dollars of scholarships that they have given to graduates of this school and of other Gilroy high schools. Their generosity is boundless. Thank you. Now I want to take a moment to acknowledge the dads. Will you guys come on up? Come on, guys. These are the 6 dads who got together with Don that said, this field was tough. I want to acknowledge them. Russ Pacheco, George Samet, Randy Moen, Jim Rhodes, Jerry Zimmerman, and Larry Sanford. A long time ago, 2 years ago, when the guys got together with Don, John Perales, the principal at the time, and Darren Yoffe, the athletic director, called these guys and said, hey, will you form a committee and help this come to fruition? And then Don called me, and he said, I want the donations to run through the foundation, so will you work with the dads? So the Don Christopher Sports Complex Committee became part of the Gilroy Foundation. It was a very exciting time. Over the years, they have worked with the architects, with all the different contractors that have come in order to have this be a state-of-the-art facility that Don wanted. They were meticulous about looking at plans, about looking at examples of turf, of scoreboards, colors, everything. And if it weren't for them, this place wouldn't look like it does now. So thank you guys very, very much. And they came up with the idea that the community should show Don and Karen their support with a little bit of donations themselves. So they came up with the idea of the Top 100 Legacy Club. So for $2,000, you got your name on one of the seats, and you got 4 lifetime passes to all the sporting events here at Christopher High School. And they've already sold over half of those, and they are still for sale. And you can just call the foundation office anytime, and I'll take care of you. You're going on our website as well. And then they also came up with an idea to involve the students, and they did an e-campaign last year, and they raised over $20,000 there. And we added that to the $86,000 they've already raised in legacy. That's a lot of money to go towards the project. And then the teachers, the staff, and the students got involved, and I remember Patty Jolly calling me and saying, I got another bag of money, Donna. And I'd have checks and coins and cash, and all that is going into this project. So, guys, 736 days ago, you came up with this idea, and here we are tonight. And I know everyone is delighted, and you guys were instrumental in making this happen. So, thank you very, very much.
I'd also like to acknowledge 2 other contributors to the scoreboard. And I don't know if anyone's here from Pinnacle Bank and from Black Bear Diner. Are you here? We'd like to acknowledge you wherever you are. Thank you so much for helping us make that scoreboard possible. So I'd like to ask Don and Karen to step forward, and we're going to present you with a few things. Without your generosity and willingness to make a difference in our community all the time, this project would not have happened. So we can't say enough about your generosity, and it seems kind of trivial to give you a plaque after all you've done, but we're going to do it anyway. So we have a little plaque, and I'll read it, and I'd like to ask Mark Good, our board president, to come up and present it to you. I'll read it first. So the plaque reads, "In recognition of Don and Karen Christopher and the Christopher family for their generous donations to Christopher High School, and with sincere gratitude for making the Don Christopher Sports Complex a reality. Presented this 5th day of September 2014 by Dr. Deborah Flores, Superintendent, and the Gilroy Unified School District Board of Education." And then we also have two proclamations that I would like to read from two individuals. Mike Wasserman couldn't be here this evening, but he wanted to. So I'm going to read a County of Santa Clara Certificate of Commendation from Supervisor Mike Wasserman. On behalf of Santa Clara County residents, I commend Don and Karen Christopher for the grand opening of the new Christopher High School Sports Complex and providing a generous $3.7 million donation to help kickstart the new complex, which includes a new track and field, lights, home bleachers, press box, temporary visitor bleachers, and more. Thank you for providing a safe place for students to play. I extend to Don and Karen Christopher my congratulations and best wishes for the future. Mike Wasserman. And then Assemblyman Vallejo also sent a certificate of recognition for the Don Christopher Sports Complex grand opening. On behalf of the California State Assembly, I, Assembly Member Luis A. Alejo, congratulate Don and Karen Christopher for their generous contributions toward the creation of the Don Christopher Sports Complex. I commend their philanthropic efforts to enhance the quality of life for our students and the residents of our community. Signed by Luis A. Alejo. Congratulations. I'm sure you have a few more, right? So now, I'd like to turn the program over to Don and Karen.
Can we take this on? How's that? Better? Okay. We just want to say how absolutely impressed we are and how proud we are about this whole thing, the Christopher Complex. And I think you've heard Christopher long enough and loud enough, and it's time to stop. So anyway, we'd like to talk to you a little bit about next phase, which phase 2, because I want you to know that everything's been ordered. We're going to go ahead, Karen. I'm going to let you go ahead and finish this.
Okay, thanks. Thank you, everybody that came out tonight to support this opening. It means a lot to us to be a part of this community and to see you all here. It just means a lot to us, so thank you. Yes, you may notice, even though everything is gorgeous, there's a couple of things missing, which we had planned for phase 2, and we've decided to go ahead and finish the complex. So we're going to be having a concession booth installed, a ticket booth. We're going to have visitor bleachers that, you know, look a little better. We're going to take care of you guys over there. Don't worry. And not last but least, restrooms. So there'll be a lot of really nice restrooms right here in the complex. So we're hoping to have that completed by February. Where's Jenny? Jenny Derry, the miracle worker who's in charge. Hopefully that'll happen. And by track season, we'll have a completely finished complex. So we're just really excited. We thank all of you. And I just ask that God bless this complex and all the students that will be participating here. I pray for his blessing. Thank you.
Thank you, Karen. Thank you, everybody. Go Cougars!
Thanks so much, Don and Karen. That's just amazing. So we have a few minutes and then the first game is going to start. Thanks.